Hey guys, it's May, and today I'm going to be talking about traveling with your puppers. Can you say hi? Say hi. Hi. So a few things I want to note before we roll into all of this. Like I said before, this is all based off of my personal experience with her and her alone. I can't speak for all dogs and all owners and all airlines and anything like that. Like I said, this is just things that I've learned from going on trips with her. Now, here, I need these floppy ears. Experiences will vary between dog to dog, owner to owner, airline to airline, temperature to temperature, etc., etc. So whatever works best for you and your dog, go ahead and do that. First things first, plan. You need to plan ahead of time. You need to know that you are taking a dog with you, and the planning just helps you with everything else on your list. It all rolls back to the initial plan. Now, my first time with Lacey in an airplane, I had no idea that I was going to be bringing a dog with me. I just very spontaneously adopted a dog and took her on an extremely long flight to my new home. Do I recommend doing that? No, but I'm very glad that I did, because she's quite honestly the best thing to have ever happened to me. Yes, she is. I love her. Okay, anywho. So yeah, you want to plan that ahead of time. Make sure to leave as little as possible to be last minute. So you know you're going on a trip, you know you want to take your dog with you. And like I said before, I only know domestic flights within not just the continental US, but Alaska as well, because I live in Alaska. So I've gone from Alaska to Florida with her, and Florida with a stop or two back to Alaska. So what you need to do, now that you know you're going on a trip and you know you're taking your dog with you, call the airline. Call the airline ahead of time, and to verify that they, one, allow dogs, two, what they require of you when you bring your dog, and three, to make sure that possibly no one else has a dog allergy, but most importantly, it's for like a restriction. Sometimes airlines only allow up to like 3 or 4 dogs per flight. So the sooner you know, and like as soon as you buy your ticket, call the airlines, or maybe even before you buy a ticket, and be like, hey, I want to bring a dog on a flight with me. How much is this going to cost? What do I need to bring? And all that good stuff, right? The second thing is they're probably going to ask you to make sure you have their health certificate with them. Even if they don't say it, it's highly recommended that you have your pet's health certificate with you. Now usually these are really easy to get depending on your vet and your location. You can just call and be like, hey, I'm traveling, can I bring my dog in for a quick checkup and health certificate? Make sure you have this with you in an accessible area, just like you would have, I don't know, your wallet or something. Like I said, in my personal experience, I have not been asked for this health certificate, but it always gives me peace of mind to know that I have it in case anything happens. You know you're taking your dog on a trip, you've gone through, you've called the airlines, and you get your health certificate, and this is not an emotional support dog who's not going to be sitting, you have not bought a seat for him or her, and it's not going to be sitting next to you on the plane. Your dog will be considered a carry-on item. Yes, carry-on item, which means this is one of your 2 personal items that you're bringing with you. Because your dog will be going into a carrier that will be going under the seat. So you can still have your backpack or whatever, and that will have to go on an overhead bin. No, whatever you do not put your dog in the overhead bin. We all know what happens when that happens. Do not let them tell you to put your dog in the overhead bin. Put up a fight, get off the jet. I don't care. Dog will never go up there. I have this carrier here. Just a standard pet carrier that I picked up at PetSmart, I believe. I have all my accessories inside there for right now, and somebody's getting really excited. So what's really neat about this, it is collapsible and foldable. You have a grab handle up here. You have shoulder straps up here. You have a small pouch in the back This is where I didn't put any in there now. This is where I like to put accident mats. You know, that you usually get for puppies. Carry about, depending on the flight. Oh, hello, puppy. For the potty mats, maybe a little baggie of treats back there, and her water bowl, most importantly, I put back here. And you know, it's honestly a great spot to put that health certificate. It opens up from here, so you can get them in and out this way. And, oh, hello again. And it opens up from here, which is our easiest way. You have some vents here. The thing I like most particularly about this bag, excuse me, Lacey, oh, she just fell, is the amount of air vents. This is, all this right here, it's all breathable. And it's like that on the other side, the same exact way. And in the front, it's breathable, so your dog can see in and out, and they can breathe. Yeah. Well, there's a lot of stuff in here right now. It comes with a little hardboard and a little kind of woolly mat thing, but just to give them a solid flat bottom in here. And this is one of the best things to bring with you. This is a collapsible water or food bowl that can go right into the back of that bag. And what's extra special about this that I like is when I'm, when I get home or whatever, and I'm done using it, comes off, you can wash it. This just folds down, you give them a little bit of water, and it's good to go. This is great for just like, if you're going on a long walk, if you're going on a hike or anything, you're traveling, what have you. Put a little clip on here and you're good to go. You want something for your dog to be kind of entertained with, even though it's probably going to be stressed out. But I don't recommend putting a big toy in there because your dog's going to want room to, spin around, make it to bed, whatever they do when they're in their little crate. But you do want something in there so when you're waiting to board the airplane or whatever, you have a little toy for your furry friend. You want this? But like I said, you don't want to take up too much space because this is going to go on the inside of the crate. Because, I don't know if you've ever been on an airplane before, but the floors, where your feet get cold. And if your feet are cold, you can guarantee your dog is going to be cold as well. Do you want this towel? So I put this in there to just give them a little extra warmth to snuggle up with. But you don't want to cram too much stuff in there because you want your dog to be comfortable and not feeling claustrophobic. Because they do like that burrowed feeling, but, they need to breathe, but they need to stay warm. So a towel. Always good to go. And in case, an accident or something happens along the way, whether you're walking from gate to gate or something, you can clean up really easily with this. It's this. This is just a simple buckle. So you see here, it's a little wired right now. I was using it in my Jeep. This little buckle has become one of the greatest things that I've ever used. My mom originally got it for me. To hook my luggage together, like my backpack, when I throw it on to my carry-on or whatever, I can just, hook it there and then drag it along. But I was like, you know what? I need to be able to walk my dog through the airport hands-free. So that's where this came in. So, take this, you hook it, you stick it through the leash, and your backpack or whatever, you're wearing a backpack, and you stick it, on that little shoulder strap or whatever you got going on. You stick it right there, and then you got some hands-free walking of your dog. The main reason I use this leash, I believe, is about 3.5, 4 feet leash. It's because it's a short lead. Airports are busy, depending on where you go. Depending on which airport you go to, they're busy, so you don't want your dog wiggling in and out of people, tripping everybody with the leash. So you get a shorter leash that's hands-free, and you keep your dog with you. So this is the best thing ever. A little more control, a little more security, knowing that she's not going to slip out of her collar. So I just put on this harness, and this is just a simple, what's this, Top Paw brand from, let's see, zoom in there, from PetSmart. Yeah, but I like these because I have bad experiences with buckles coming unbuckled. So you have the buckle on top, and then the leash, you stick through here. When the leash is there, in case this buckle comes undone for whatever reason, you're still hooked on by your leash. This guy right here. This has been proven to save your dog's life in the car just as well as yours. This right here, this head, goes into your seatbelt, just like a human would. And this end, I took the original clip off because I don't like it. I like these little S-hooks. These S-hooks here, because you have two openings. So you can put one side here, and then the other side to your dog in the car. And it's just easy and convenient, so you don't have any finagling, and you don't need to, like, you know, push a hook down and then scoot it all the way around. You just want to take it off your dog, it's right there. It stays with this, or it stays with that, whatever you want. But I generally like these S hooks in comparison normal to, I believe they're called a D hook or whatever. So yeah, these guys, like I said, I'll leave a link below. These are great. I use this on my keys. My keys dangling here, and then this part I have on my pants. Super convenient. Then we need to talk about your dog. It helps a lot if your dog is crate trained already. So please make sure your dog is crate trained. By crate trained, I mean can go in the crate on command. And also the biggest thing is not make noise, because I had a lot of people in the airport gave me dirty looks saying, "Oh my God, we have a dog on the flight. It better not be barking the whole time." And sure enough, their kids are the ones making noise the whole flight, not Lacey. So, food and water. So, biggest thing is, how am I going to feed my dog on the trip when I'm flying? So, I went from Alaska to Florida. I don't remember where I stopped. I had one layover. Minneapolis. So it was about the halfway mark between Anchorage, Alaska to Tampa, Florida. So it sounds extremely cruel, but make sure you feed and give your dog plenty of water the night before your trip. And then make sure you get all the pee and all the poops out of your dog as soon as possible to being at the airport as possible. Because most airports aren't gonna, they say they have dog friendly areas, but they're realistically not gonna be in a convenient area for you. And your dog's gonna be way too stressed out to go to the bathroom anyways. So make sure you get all, it's playtime. Make sure you get all the goodies out of their system. And do not feed them or give them water before the trip. Now, if your total trip is like 2 or 3 hours, okay, fine, feed them. Because, 2 or 3 hours will have to go, but anyways, you're off the plane, you're done traveling, you're golden. Do not give them food or water. Sounds terribly, terribly cool, but it is not. Now I'll just walk you through, like, the day from leaving our house to go to the airport to landing on our last flight. So, we wake up, we pee, we poo, all that good stuff. And we get to the airport. And then usually I just have her on a leash, and we're free walking, and I have all my luggage, and I'm carrying her bag, and I get to the counter, I'm like, "Hi," checking in. I was like, "Yes, I have a dog." I'm like, "Okay, what's the weight and whatnot?" And give them all the information, and they'll have you fill out this little tag, usually to sign your name on it, and they put your flight number in your seat, and you put that on the carrier. And then you pay your fee, whether there's $100, $125, usually that's just about it. And then I continue to leave her on a leash. And we just walk about the airport, and get to security. I don't know that I've done this without having TSA pre-check. So if this is different for not going through security without pre-check, let me know. Let everybody else know down below. So, you have all your stuff off of you. And for the dog, you need to take off any harnesses, anything that's on your dog's body. Harness, leash, collar, blah, blah, blah. And usually I just take all that and I drop it into the top of the bag with my cell phone and all that good stuff. Push it through, and then I just carry her through security. Do a little beeper like this, and sometimes they'll want to wipe their hands. So you just put your hands and they wipe your hands, and you're good to go. And then I sit down and I get her all buckled up, and then I put her back on her leash and stuff, and then we go walking right out to our gate. And once we get there, I usually just, hang out with her, and I have her strapped down to strapped down to my backpack so she can't get away or whatever. I'm sitting there waiting. Now the biggest struggle is people want to pet your dogs. Want to pet your dog all the time, especially little children, so you need to make sure you have the parents' permission first. Know your dog. Lacey isn't the biggest fan of little kids, so you need to make sure that the parent is aware of that and the kid is aware of that, and if you can, kindly ask them to not pet your dog. And then especially with the old people, I notice they want to feed your dog. They're like, oh, your dog is hungry, and I'm like, yes, of course it's hungry. It hasn't been fed because I don't want her to poop all over the airplane. So you just gotta find a nice and polite way to tell people, please don't feed her or whatever, she's fine, I promise you, or she likes kids, she doesn't like kids or whatever. Yes, you can pet her, no you can't pet her, she's shy, blah 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 blah. And Lacey is awesome in the airport. She doesn't cry, she doesn't bark at things. There's been birds and cats on the flights with us, and she goes up, she sniffs them, and she walks away, and she's good to go. So now they call, boarding time, so we get her inside the crate. I make sure I take her harness off. I just leave her collar on. I want her to be as comfortable as possible in the flight. God knows you're not comfortable, and they're not going to be comfortable. So I take everything off of her, get her in there with her toy, her blanket, and all that, and then I have to carry her on. It's a little embarrassing. She doesn't mind being in the crate, but she does mind being manhandled in the crate when we're going. So and I don't blame her, like, the ground beneath her is shaking. So I try to carry her as smoothly as possible on, and I gently take the crate and I put it underneath the seat, and then we sit down and we have a good flight. The biggest thing is with airlines, your dog has to stay in that crate the entire flight. So, sorry. Every now and then throughout the flight, I talk to her and I open up the little zipper on top and I stick my hand in there and I pet her and make sure everything's good. And, once the flight's landed, it's time to get off, get her off. And I leave her in the crate until after we've exited the gate area and we're in a nice little area that's not run over by people. And I let her on her leash and then we walk. Now, if I think she's going to poop or pee, like ASAP, I leave her in the carrier until we get to the doggy relief area, and then I let her out because I don't want her to just spontaneously pee all over the floor. Like, she's trained, your dog may be trained too, but you just never know. When they have to go, they have to go. And they're nervous, their behaviors can be a little shifty, so yeah. And then same process as for getting on the plane in the next flight, and then landing. And then as soon as you are done with your final flight and you've picked up all your luggage from baggage, take them outside, take them to pee and poo, give them as much time as you can, and feed them, give them water, and make them feel comfortable again. And that's what I do. That's how I fly with Lacey. And like I said, this is based on my personal experiences. It's not being sponsored or advised by anyone else other than the experience that I've had with Lacey flying domestically on various airlines. So if your experiences are different or things don't go the way as planned, please don't say that I said so. It is how it is. It'll vary case by case, airline to airline, flight by flight, time of year by time of year, and dog by dog. So if your dog is not crate trained, or you fly one time and it's just absolutely traumatized, don't do it, or maybe find another route of making them comfortable. I don't give Lacey any sedatives or any relaxants or anything. It's just, I make sure I hold her, in the boarding area, she knows she's loved and she's comfortable, and I don't make her do anything she doesn't want to do, except for go in the crate sometimes, because you got to get on that airplane. But it's never by force. I just open the door and sometimes you give her a little nudge, but she's okay. And now she likes traveling and she loves going to the airport and sniffing everything and saying hi to everybody. And even though we have to go. What do we want to say, Lacey? Thank you for watching this video on traveling with your Lacey. If you like this, please like, comment, share, subscribe, Maybe we'll be seeing more of Lacey, right? More of Lacey? Can you say bye? Can you say bye? No. Do you want to go outside?